We talked about the transfer portal being a bad thing for UVA. Of course, a lot of kids are leaving, but could it be a saving grace for the Wahoos as well?
You are Locked On Virginia, your daily podcast on the Virginia Cavilers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, viewers and listeners. I'm your host, Big Law Lawrence Johnson, and welcome to Locked On Virginia Cavilers Podcast, your first place to come to get your Wahoo fix every day as part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Today is 12/13/2022. Of course, it's a little bit of a late show for me, but I'm still going to give you the love. I'm still going to come to you and give you the Wahoo news that you deserve. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Today is Tuesday. This will serve as a Tuesday show. And, I talked about the transfer portal being something that is that's been really bad for the Wahoos. When you look at it from above, you're thinking, is this team, going to be able to recover from not being able to have your players, your regular players. And I'm not, and everybody understand, I'm not upset that the players are leaving, but, we kind of have to still understand that business has to continue on. We still have to keep everything moving in a proper direction. So now that, we're kind of going through, what we're going through, when it comes to the transfer portal, it looks like maybe some things are turning around. What do they say? The transfer portal taketh, and maybe the transfer portal giveth. Let me do that again. The transportal taketh, and then the transportal giveth. Okay? So let's see what it's giveth. So already, we talked about, the players who were leaving. I can run down my list again if you would like. I know right off the bat we had quite a few guys that that left, and Brennan Armstrong being the headliner, and no one is upset about that. No one's upset, that he left. They kind of understand he had a horrible year, and with the tragedy happening, that's kind of what it is. And you can't hold any of the guys responsible for that, as far as them wanting to leave and wanting them to get out of here. And here are the players. We're talking Fentrell Cypress, who quite frankly is probably the most sought after player out of Virginia's transfer portal. The players they put in. Then you got Mike Green, a linebacker. You got Zach Tedder. You got John Paul Flores as well, another interior lineman who they lost along with Zach. So that's two linemen in the portal. Then we had Brennan Armstrong, Lee Dudley, a long snapper. He may wind up being a low-key important player to lose in the portal, because people don't necessarily think that it's serious, that serious to lose a long snapper until you need one. Then, of course, you had Chase Chalmers, defensive back, safety, leave as well, special teams player. Sean Moore, a big receiver, big body wide receiver who had some time, who played for Dontavian Wicks. And then Mark Wagner, a little used quarterback, more of a quarterback, work in progress, who left as well. So now that we kind of figure out those guys have left, let's talk about who's in. We actually got some guys. And, of course, can't forget Nick Jackson. Yeah, Nick Jackson. That was another guy I forgot to say. Nick Jackson left. Or excuse me, he's in the transfer portal. So he has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because reports are saying that he's open to coming back, but I guess he wants to see what is out there for him. I cannot blame him for that. But yes, Nick Jackson is in the transfer portal. So we lost our quarterback, and then we lost our defensive quarterback, our offensive quarterback and our defensive quarterback. So we need some leaders to step up. Honestly, that's what is going to happen. we're going to need some guys to step up at this point because, we're losing our most impactful players right now. So let's talk about some players who we may have gotten back. How about Malik Washington? He's one of the top players, top wide receivers coming out of the Big Ten. He played at Northwestern. He's 5'10", I think right at about 200 pounds. He's not a big receiver, but he was sixth. He was ranked sixth in catches in the Big Ten. That's a big deal to get someone of his caliber to commit to the University of Virginia. And that's some of the big news, other than the other two folks out of the transfer portal who committed, which we had Tony Muskett, quarterback from Monmouth. Now, some people are turning their nose up to Tony Muskett, and I don't know the reason why. I've read in some groups, some people are upset that it's not Davis Lane. No one's giving him a shot, or some people feel like Davis Lane, who's a Virginia kid, has some talent, really fast, has great feet, but, I said before, we needed 3 quarterbacks. We're losing 3, right? We're losing Mark Wagner, we're losing Brennan Armstrong, and we could possibly lose Jay Wolfham. His baseball season. Who's to say that he wants to come back over here for the spring game and work out and play in the spring game when he's in the midst of a baseball season and he's like the closer, because that's what I believe he's going to be. And then, of course, why would he risk a football injury when he's about to get paid, like from one of these pro teams that are going to draft him? So I don't know. So, that has to be in the back of the mind of all the coaches at the University of Virginia. So Tony Muskett, some folks are not confident, with him, which I don't understand why. I think that he's, just doing some quick film study on him. I actually like what I see from Tony Muskett. Looks like, just from the ground up with his feet, his feet look pretty good. I mean, the guy looks like, he can, he can scoot, up and down the sideline. Also, looks like he also has a quick release, and if he has a quick release like what I'm seeing on camera, who knows where we could be with him. I don't think that we need to throw the baby out with the bathwater right yet when it comes to him, just because he's not coming from a big school. I told you guys before where Bryce Perkins come from. He probably couldn't even call the school, remember the school. Like West Arizona Tech, some school named like that. So let's hold our horses, let's pump the brakes, and let's give him a chance. He is highly excited. Reading some of his clips, in the press, he is so excited right now to be coming to the University of Virginia. He's he was talking about getting his friends and his family and everybody to come fill the stadium up. And he says there's nothing wrong with that, right? He's a Northern Virginia kid. That's where he's from. So he's a state of Virginia guy, and let's give him a shot. Let's see what he has. But he looks like he's a from the pocket passer with some wheels. Let's see how Muskett does. And then, of course, another player out of the portal. We're talking about Dejon Parker, offensive line from Saginaw Valley State. He's from Michigan, the state of Michigan, and he was sought after as well. But he's kind of he was like an under the radar player. So I don't think that we should at all, turn our nose up to these players just because they're not coming from a full-blown, big-time Division I program. I don't know, guys. Let's give them a chance. And I think there's someone else coming There is a player also who committed, DJ Showtime Parker, a pass rusher from the South, a freshman who's coming in, who is excited to come and commit to the University of Virginia as well. So they got some commitments coming. They have some players coming out of the portal coming to Virginia. Maybe the sky isn't falling. Maybe there's something, that we can possibly grab onto. But for right now, let's give our guys a chance, everyone. Let's give all of our guys a chance, right now. You guys stick with me for a second. I got something to talk about here, and that is the Omaha Steaks. One thing about Omaha Steaks is if you've ever gotten a package, it's free. You got the ice, the what is it called? The dry ice on the package, and the stuff is amazing. All the steaks, all the meats are fresh. They also have different types of meals, pre-prepared meals that you can heat up and make as well. But you want to make it a memory. You want to get Omaha Steaks for the holidays, and also it makes an incredible gift. Omaha Steaks has cut prices 50% site wide to make you the gift giving hero that you always wanted to be. The holidays are here. Achieve gift giving greatness when you give the gift of perfectly aged, tender, delicious Omaha Steaks. Omaha Steaks has put together a delicious selection of various gift packages to make shopping for the ones you love nice and easy. Go to omahasteaks.com and take advantage of 50% off site wide. Plus, use code LOCKEDON at checkout and get an additional $40 off. So you got some 50% off of a deal. And then if you put in Locked On, you'll get an extra $40 off. Can't beat that, guys. You got to go to Omaha Steaks. Go to the website and get this, man. Omaha Steaks is everything you need to give a gift that's simply perfect. Send an assortment of mouth-watering favorites like the delicious Butcher's Cut Filet. Man, I need that right now. Air-chilled boneless chicken, ultra-juicy burgers, and even easy-to-prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash. Don't wait. Order today and beat the shipping rush. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code LOCKEDON at checkout. Omaha Steaks is a gift from the heart, a gift that will be remembered with every unforgettable bite. Order with complete confidence today, knowing that you're ordering the very best. Visit omahasteaks.com. Take advantage of the 50% off site-wide. Use promo code LOCKEDON at checkout and get an extra $40 off your order. Minimum order may be required. So yes, that is the Omaha Steaks, man. Got to get those. And like I said, it's that time of year. I know sometimes we want to get turkey and meat and all that, but let's get some steaks and red meat. Thanks for making Locked On Virginia your first listen today. For your second listen today, check out Locked On Sports today. From the games that matter the most to the biggest stories in sports. Go beyond the scoreboard and behind the scenes with local experts and insights only Locked On can provide. Locked On Sports Today, available on this app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. So yeah, everybody, as we were talking about the transfer portal, and like I said, the transportal taketh, and the transportal may giveth. So let's see what it's giving us right now. And as of right now, I feel like, if we can recover some of these positions of need, as in the quarterback position, wide receiver position. Now it looks like we probably are going to have to, try to recover and get a linebacker, a stud linebacker, leader linebacker. Although I did see there was a linebacker who was transferring from was it Wisconsin or was it Stanford, who's transferring in, but he was a all conference player, but he's coming in as a lacrosse player. Too bad we couldn't change his mind and have him play football as well as lacrosse. But I understand coming to the lacrosse team, national championship quality as always. The man Lars Tiffany has an incredible roster, and it keep getting better and better. And that's another sport that I'll be covering and keeping you guys up on as well. But lacrosse is coming, and it's coming quick. But this transfer portal thing, maybe it's something that we need to embrace. I know that some viewers and listeners are like, man, I can't stand it. The transfer portal, it has no, the players don't have any loyalty. It does not, from camaraderie to continuity. It just doesn't work. But I got to ask you this. For college football, it's always been a business, right? It's always been a business for college football. Isn't it a business for these young men as well? It has to be. It absolutely has to be. We can't get that upset with them, if they are taking this as the college football takes it as a business. Don't they have these gazillion-dollar TV contracts, apparel contracts, advertising contracts, just everything? It's about the money that you're making. It's about the business, ticket sales. Why do you think people always want to know what the attendance is? They want to know what, how well, number one, how well the support was for the team, but also how much money did the team potentially make off of the tickets sold, or how many fans showed up. So we can't get upset just because the players want to get in on that business, because they're the principal workers. They're the end users that are producing the product that we're entertained by, that we cover in the media, that we consume all different types of ways, whether it's on a phone, on an app, and in a casino, at a sports bar, on your regular big screen television every Saturday, in the stadium. We can't get upset with anyone or any of these players who this is what they do, guys. So I'm all right with it, if you guys are. But we got to start changing our mind. We got to, and I know people are like, man, this is the official college free agency. Yes, it is. It's college free agency, especially when you combine the NIL with that. So you got the NIL, college transfer portal, full-blown college free agency. Sorry, that's what we got, guys. But it'll be okay. Take it easy. It'll be okay. We'll find, seems like players still want to come to Virginia. They're not, frightened off by what's kind of been going on. I know there is definitely a movement. I'll call it a movement of supporters, viewers, and listeners who have already talked about Tony Elliott being replaced. Like, it's been a year. It was a pretty bad, horrible year for him and for the program. Just, on the offensive side of the ball. I won't say that for the defense. But the offensive side of the ball, and we're still reeling from, the tragedy. So, when we'll get back right, who knows, if we ever will. I don't think we ever will, but the show must go on. We still have to continue to recruit. And it looks like they are. It looks like they're doing what they can do to try to continue on and keep this program running, and keep trying to, get people to come to the, get players to come to the program. Can we pause the pod for a second? Okay, we're paused. Great, because you got to try this. I'm talking about the Built Bar's new reimagined flavors. Cookie dough topper, coconut brownie bar, coconut brownie topper, white chocolate peppermint granola. It's built bars before that are literally the best tasting protein bars ever built. They're revolutionizing nutrition as we know it. 100% real chocolate, 17 grams of protein, and shockingly low sugar and calories, 130 calories. Just sink your teeth into the first bite and it'll change your life forever. I'm not kidding. There are I'm not kidding. There will be a time before you try the Built Bar flavors and the magical, wonderful things afterwards. You're probably wondering which of my new flavors are my favorite, an unanswerable question to say the least. There's an unbelievable. They're unbelievable and they are all different. So you can order a mixed box and try the 5 flavors yourself. Built. You got to try this. Get 15% off your order right now by using the code LOCKEDON15 at built.com. Oh, they're good too, guys. Try out those Built Bars. I got a pack of them, and they're good. They're legit. But yes, guys, so now that we kind of got the football out of our system for today anyway, let's get into the basketball, okay? Men's basketball scene. Men's basketball, we're ranked up to number 2 now. Remember, we were number 3 last week. Then we went on exam break. We had two teams above us lose. Texas loses, the number 2 team. Then of course Houston loses to Alabama. Houston was the number 1 team. Now we have a bump up. The University of Virginia goes up to number 2, and Purdue is number 1 now. And how about the University of Virginia in Houston will play this Saturday at 2 o'clock in the JPJ. It will be rocking. Tickets are on sale, and it is not cheap. I will tell you that right now. That's just what it is. So make sure if you're going to this game, get whatever tickets are left. Go to StubHub. No tickets are available on the Virginia website. You got to get them from the secondary markets. But go check this game out. I'm looking forward to this. I'll be in the house. I'm definitely going to be early, but I may get a little extra early for this game. Do a walk-in. This is the first time or the highest-ranked non-conference player to ever play or to come to the JPJ. So that right there in itself is amazing. So let's all get there, support these guys, and let's see how they measure up. This is a huge measuring stick for this basketball program. They beat Michigan, guys. They beat Illinois. They beat Baylor. Okay, they beat some tough teams already. What is it called? The Ken Palm. I know they're looking good, in the Ken Palm rankings. They need this victory to really, really, catapult them. They beat Houston. They may jump up to the number 1 team in the nation, but we're not going to get there quite yet. Let's just keep our blinders on and keep everything going, in one direction. We don't need to go off, and wander off in different directions. Let's just stay right here, one game at a time. We have Houston coming, an incredibly tough team, former number 1 this year. And you know what? If they beat us, they may jump back up to number 1. So this is going to be amazing. And this is right before we get into conference play. They have the Greyhounds. After this game, they have the Greyhounds of Albany University coming after this game. So this game right here is everything. And we're going to put all our eggs in this basket, and we're going to cheer for this team. Quick note about the ladies as well. They play Sunday at 2 p.m. against Morgan State. 11-0. 11-0. And not ranked yet, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully that'll change. And then their big game is the 21st, which is the following week. Next week, they play Duke at 7 p.m., late night prime time. So big games coming up, guys, for this University of Virginia basketball, men's and women's programs. And we'll keep you up to date what's going on in the transfer portal. But I got to tell you, I got to thank you for making Locked On Virginia your first listen today. And for your second listen today, check out Locked On Sports Today. for the games that matter the most to the biggest sports stories going on. Go beyond the scoreboard and behind the scenes with local experts and insights only Locked On can provide. Locked On Sports Today, available on this app or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you guys. Virginia strong. I'll see you guys tomorrow.